Good morning. Welcome to my show. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to touch base on prophecy a little bit. This is a different prophecy than what Americans are used to or know about. Everybody's stuck in the Revelations and everything from the biblical times and Jesus and the end of days, and only able to see the destruction phase of the end. People aren't able to see the real prophecy because you have to feel it to know it. Not everybody's on the same frequency. There's everything on the surface that people hear about, but it doesn't mean that the people are within the prophecy. It doesn't mean the people have been lifted up yet, because you can't destroy a spiritual path back home to creation and introduce a fake path to the tribes, to the people. It doesn't work like that in America. For the people who know the tribes, the dragon bloodline, the Naga, the Nordic dragon bloodline. See, this prophecy is not within the realms of America. The only prophecy in America is the Hopi prophecy. The return of the Rainbow Tribe. But the people, they're not sure of what it is. They know the rainbow. They know the rainbow in the sky. They know the aura, the chakras. But there's much more to what creation is, what the water is, what the sacred water is. Because if we were born into this realm with no sacred water, no memory of the past, no memory of our past lives, no memory of the Akashic records, no memory of heaven. It's because we were taken away. Mother Earth was taken away. I'll just put it in the way the feminine of the north, the dragon bloodline, was invaded. They came in through the sacred waters. They drained the waters. The Iron Shield went away. But see, in America, you have the Rainbow Prophecy and the Hopi. But if you go down into New Zealand and Victoria, Australia. They have a whole other prophecy. It's all about the blue stone, the blue diamond. The mind of Americans can only see in one direction. They can only see in the past, into the revelations and into history of all the destruction. You know, that timeline of 2,000 years ago, that doesn't exist anymore. Those frequencies of those timelines don't exist anymore. Because they're not in the realm of New Earth. They're not in the realm of the blue diamond, which is held sacred within the center of creation. What is held sacred within the house? God's house. Everything is invisible, just like the fallen ones who have snuck in and darkened the water, so you can't see the light that comes into your third eye. And that's what keeps us locked into this realm of not able to see what the water really is. Because there's symbolism within the water that can only be felt. It must be felt before seen. You can't see a dragon without feeling it. You can't see a unicorn without feeling it. You don't know what love is without feeling it. So we're in this matrix outside of the water, and the symbolism of filling our cup is filling ourselves with the sacred water of the blue stone, the blue diamond. But one must travel spiritually in our consciousness to understand what is in our mind, what is in our body, what is wrapped around our rainbow, within and without. Because we have this water that we can't see. And there's water in the universe that you can't see. The only water that is visible is what is on Mother Earth. But soon that water will evaporate and go into the air. But see, within the realms of what is sacred, within the house of creation, within Mother Earth, within Turtle Island, within the people as a whole, within one consciousness, there's everything that has been forgotten. Symbols, numerology, alchemy, See, we'll start off at the beginning a little bit. If you were creating New Earth, you would need things. See, everything comes from the invisible. So, where is everybody going when it comes to New Earth? You can't make the transit without understanding what it takes to create, what it takes to create, what is going on in your belly, what's going on in your sacred waters. Because everybody's talking about dragons and unicorns and kundalinis and blue diamonds. But see, we've been talking about rainbows and chakras and kundalinis and dragons and all this stuff for a long time. What makes it any different now than it did, 10 years ago? See, Americans have lost their spiritual path of not understanding because they don't have the prophecy. They don't have the prophecy of what is behind the rainbow. Because you must understand what was here many moons ago, before the invasion. Understand the Mayans and the Aztec and what was here. Where's all the gems? Where's all the gold? Where's all the diamonds, rubies, emeralds? All the beautiful things that Mother Earth creates. All the pearls, the pearly gates. Everything starts in the spiritual realms first. So if you're creating New Earth, you need to have all the alchemy, numerology, symbols, sacred geometry, all this stuff. You need to have all the things that created Mother Earth before. And see, that's part of what all of this stuff is. Because when you take everything back and strip it down and rebuild it, it's rebuilding everything new. You're taking back stuff, the stuff that was stolen, the alchemy, the numerology, because the ones who came, they had to study everything. Because everything that you think you know of Masons and the Illuminati and so forth, aka temple builders, they're just trying to climb Jacob's ladder. They're trying to get back into heaven. And there's no fallen men who can access heaven, because it's the feminine who fell. The man and the woman fell. Adam and Eve fell. Creation fell. Divine Mother, Divine Father fell. They snuck into the temple. They snuck into the house. and they manipulated God's creation. It's an inner knowing of what is going on within the body, because it's not outside of you. The outside is the manipulation of what has taken place within the waters. You know, that you can go into the story of the giants falling or whatever, but that didn't happen in a material sense. The angels falling, it happened in a spiritual sense, in another realm, that you can't see today. So, this whole thing of coming through, let's say, the birthing canal, it didn't come from up and away somewhere else. There's the coming from below thing, because the baby is born in the below realms. Just look at the feminine. Baby, comes out below. So when you think of the water and what's in your belly, and everyone talking on the Kundalini and the rising, there are elements, there's alchemy, there's symbols, and there's only one main symbol that comes up within the body once. It's actually all of the symbols, but it's coded, and it's something that nobody can understand unless you are an experienced soul who received the key, who has received the key to the house of the rainbow dragon, rainbow train, rainbow tribe, because you have to enter the house of the sun that is in the water. Because if you look back at your belly and you reflect what is sacred, your child, the men who hold the seed, the unity of the masculine and the feminine within the sacred waters of creation, of the Cadusa. And that symbolism, people don't know how bad it was turned upside down. They don't understand how bad the invasion was. Because they can't feel the energy of what came in. But I know what's in the frequencies and what has been kicked out. It ends here. It has ended and stops right here. Because this is the house of the priestesses of the blue diamond, the house of the pink rose, the house of the green lion, the house of the blue diamond, what is held sacred in the spirit. And so if you're reflecting this into your belly and your alignment and your Cadusas, your Kundalinis, your symbolism, one must come through, one must go through the inner journey, separating from this reality, meditating, going through, connecting with Mother Earth, reconnecting with Father Sky, the sacred waters that are in between, that connect, heaven and earth. So you're back in your belly, and you have your solar plexus, and you have all of your chakras. So you have to reflect this into what the house is, your temple, and what the blueprints are to the temple, to the house. Because everything that they have used is actually yours. So if they were they stole the blueprints to the house, we'll put it. They manipulated it, and they got through the gate, through the lion's gate. They got in where the lion bites his own tail, because that's the symbolism. The dragon around Mother Earth, the green wood dragon, which is actually the dragon in the tree, the serpent in the tree. That's part of understanding what America really is and what the vibrations are that were once here before the invasion. If you look at America and you go all the way down to South America and all the way to the West, Japan and Asia and India and New Zealand and original tribes, it's a frequency thing. It's a frequency thing. It's a rainbow thing. It's a dragon thing. So this symbolism, the Cadusa. So if you're coming into the center, okay, I'm going to show you a little drawing, okay, because it's easier. So this is the blue water, this is the blue stone, blue diamond, because blue is the first color out of the water. And another part of it all is the frequency. There are certain colors that are not visible to the naked eye. So when you have white, we're going to start off at the basic, and you have white, but then you have blue. Blue is the first color because it's within the symbolism. The fire is on top of the water, on any way you look at it, because you've seen fire on water. A boat or whatever burns on water. But there's two different types of water. There's the material and the spiritual. But when you get, let's see here, we have to go into our belly and we have to look at our sun cross. And if we look at, let's see, I'm going to show you a drawing, okay? All right, here we go. So this is your design. This is your Mayan calendar. This is the house. This is the AKA temple. This is the, they want to call it the third temple, whatever. That's the outside perspective. It's what they tell you, because everything that they are telling you in the 3D world is just BS. And everything that is in Egypt and everything that is over there is just a lie. It's all manipulated, fake temples, fake pyramids, stuff like this. Everything that is over there was in America and taken and put over there. So, because there's only one entrance into the kingdom, there's only one, everyone's, you think of it on a spiritual sense. Doesn't matter if you're in the woods or the mountains. Everybody's in Babylon. Everybody's in Egypt on a spiritual level, because the symbolism of it is more spiritual than material. But everything starts spiritual before it becomes material. So how is a blue stone created? Blue water, blue diamond. So if someone wants to build a house. Someone wants to build a house, so they hire an architect. Arcturians, architect, arc, blueprints, blue diamond, blue water, blue monkeys, blue avatars. Your invisible world is blue. And everything beyond that is of a higher frequency. But the way that this goes, because the symbol that you're looking at all the symbols. You're looking at the four corners. You're looking at Buddha's eightfolded path. You're looking at the Sun Cross, Medicine Wheel, Swazi. You get into the Tetra, the bigger words. You got the cube. You got your numerology, your clock, the clock that is on your wall in elementary school, in high school. Because that symbol is timekeepers. You get into the planets and the stars and everything, but you look at the circle. Because we start off back at the dot. You have to come back into the center point. You wonder why Hindus, Buddhists draw the Swazi on their head, because they want to be in the center of this wheel. Okay, so if they're meditating, they're in the center of the wheel. You can come on in, but you have to get rid of your demons. You have to leave this reality behind, and you need to practice and understand what this means. Because These are your universal teachings. These are the teachings of the Merkaba. This is the teachings of your symbol, your sun cross, your medicine wheel, everything that you know nothing about today. Because it was stolen from you. It was stolen from your ancestors. They chopped it, the hair off of your ancestors, and told them that they couldn't sing and dance anymore. Have we forgotten? Because I think people have. People have forgotten the power of their symbols because they forgot how to use them. They forgot how to come back into the center and understand what it means to be in the center as this world spins around. How to disconnect. How to take back their mind, because the artificial intelligence came into the temple, came into your water, came into your mind, and you are a zombie in this reality to the beast that you cannot see. Where is your spirit? Where is your tribe? What tribe do you belong to? And this is not 200-300 years ago. Your tribes have been wiped out. We are all mutts. We are the return of the rainbow tribe. This is the house of the rainbow dragon, the house of the blue diamond, the house of the order of the pink rose. See, when you have this house, you have all of your symbols, and it is locked. And all the alchemy, the dragons, the unicorns, the ancient trees, have all returned. The unicorns, the fairies, the mermaids, the nymphs, Pleiadians, Divine Mother, Venus, Gaia. When everything has returned back into the temple behind the pearly gates, see, it's something that nobody can see, because you're looking at a coded message that you can't see through, because you're locked out. Where is the entrance into the temple? Where is the entrance into the house? Can you find it? Can you see it? Because people can't see anything, because it's a secret code. And so if you come back into the center, see, we're looking at this in a flat surface, but you can see the interdimensional stuff, okay? But if you flip it on its side and say, you're going to walk into a house, okay? We're going to, because this is the Mayan clock, this is the Mayan calendar. So if we're going to be walking into a house, okay, so this is how it works when you are an architect and you're drawing blueprints. The blueprints are no coincidence to the blue diamond, okay? Because this is where everything comes from. It comes from the water. It comes from your thinking. It comes from the invisible. If you were an architect today, or a Freemason, a real Mason who builds buildings, you would have to design and think of it in your mind before you create it. So I have blueprints to a house that hasn't been, it has been built. This is the thing. You can't see it because you're not in it. You have to come into the house to know where you are. Because out there, in your consciousness, in your mind, in this AI artificial world of war and chaos and sacrificing and genocide, there's a part where people ignore that stuff. They ignore the fall of this reality. They ignore the hell. They ignore everything. And they just watch TV. And they have lost their spiritual path. If they are Native American, if they're Nordic, come from Ireland, doesn't matter where you come from. You know, you must like really like live on a mountaintop to really understand. Like you must have like Colombia or something, you know, South America, way, 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 way up in the mountains, hidden in caves, stuff like this. So we're coming back into the center, and you know, you get into your center. I'm not going to, you know, tell you how to, you know, get in. It takes a lot of work to get in, because it has taken a lot of work to kick them out. So when you think of aliens, you think of, you know, this shit with Mars and that whole Martian thing and aliens. Mars is clear. All the planets have been cleaned up. The universe has been cleaned up, and they're isolated, and they have to play out their role in this 3D realm, and they're going to try and take as many people as possible. But God has already won, because he has taken back his kingdom. He has brought back all of the feminine who are aligned within the creation cycle. Okay? The creation cycle has been fixed. There's no more demons, lizards being reborn or regurgitating or whatever the fuck you want to think about it. So if you come into your self, you know, clear yourself up, get back into your belly. And so we're going to turn this on the side. Okay, because we need to go interdimensionally now that we drew the blueprints. Okay, so we need to, you know, I don't have a 3D model builder, you know, machine, or I would create it, which would be cool. But, so if you turn it over on your side, okay, we'll do numerology first, okay, because we have to go through the clock, the 12, you know, the 3 hands, you know, because a clock has 3 hands, goes to 12. Why does a clock have 3 hands? Because those 3 hands create a triangle within the circle. 3, 6, 9, 12, but then 12 is actually 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. Oh, Nikolai Tesla, huh? So you want to talk about copper. Talk about the elements which come from Mother Earth, the water, the fire, color of the people. So we're going to flip this on its side, and so we have the 12 clock, so forth. You know, you got your 12 o'clock, then your 1 o'clock and your 2 o'clock make 3. 3 o'clock, 5, or 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock make 9, which is 3. 6 o'clock is 3. Over here we got 3, and then 9 is 3. 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock is 3. Noon is 3. So you have 3s all the way around. You know, you can go so you can go clockwise, which is the way that we've been spinning in the underworld, because the underworld, you know, like within the symbolism, the Swazi should not be on the forefront, on the top of the box, on the top of the cube, okay? It's a feminine spin. It spins counterclockwise, because if you were to look at your faucet, or your water, your faucet, you turn it feminine spin, counterclockwise to release the water. But if you were to go the other direction, it would be the same thing. Because if you look over here, so you have 12, 1, 2 going clockwise. But if you turn it around, you'd have 12, 1, and 2 over here on this side. But if you take, this would be 1 o'clock instead of 11 o'clock. Then it would be 2 o'clock instead of 10 o'clock. Because you would take this 1 and put it over here to make it 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, okay? See, there's 1 there, and then you have 2. So, and that spins around the whole way, and that's both sides. So, getting into the squared circle. See, I didn't put in the Star of David. Star of David's not in here, but you can see where it would attach to if you were to put it in. It's because it's all within. You look at these threes, the 3 lines that come out on at the swazi on the dark lined areas. You can see where it would go in, but you have the hangman, you have the peace symbol, you have the star, sun cross, 8 folded path, and you get out into the cubes. You can see out goes farther out, but so once you get to the 12, because everyone, you have the 12 tribes of Israel, okay, but there's so much manipulation because you have to start back off at the beginning of creation to understand that we don't speak first. We don't speak the language first. We can't explain symbolism to somebody else, or let's put it, if I gave this to the Hopi, they could understand it before I spoke about it. See how this works? Because symbols go over timelines, and you have your 12 tribes, and within the 12 tribes, you have 3 very specific tribes, because that 12 is a 3, and that's the triangle within the circle, which is Judah, which is Dan and Levi. It's a frequency that can't be broken. And so everything has been come back into the proper balance of the Cadusa, Mercury within the water and everything. And so we have our 12. So we're going to do some numerology. So we have our 12, which is 3, okay? But if you take it, this is the dragon bloodline. So if you take it to 13, you have, first we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 12 is the 3, but after 3 is 4. Then you have 12, which is 3. Then you have 13, which is 4. Okay. So within the numerology, within the code, to get to the, the climb of the ladder, climb Jacob's ladder, coming within and understanding the divine codes. A lot of people don't want to hear about serpents and dragons and kundalinis because, that's, people are in this religious Jesus Bible thumping thing and think that that's the only way, but they don't understand what the dragon bloodline is, and that there's a dragon in the Chinese calendar. People are, so the Nagas and so forth. So we're getting to 12 tribes, which is 3, and then if you look here and you look at the square inside the circle, okay, so you would have your triangle, whatever, you have your circle, your 12, your 3, and your cube and so forth. But if you look at your square, where I branched out these 3 lines, this is the code. This is the 4 corners, 4 winds, because you have your 4 corners and your north, south, east, west, and your 4 winds and your 4 rivers. But if you were to look, because this is the architect, this is, we're going to turn these blueprints into the house, okay? It's going to look like the Mayan temples because it's the way that it is. So whatever, Mayan, Aztec, original, there's only one set of blueprints. So if you turn it over, you're going to have your circle, but if you look at the square and if you go, I don't have the picture to the temples, but if you look at the temples in Mexico and how it's square on top, okay, you're looking at the same thing here, because the way that was designed is that you would have this dark line going straight down to the south. We're just going to go down, this little bit right here, because this square, this line here, you're going underneath, okay? So that would be underneath the Swazi. So you're going underneath the 4 corners. So you're climbing the steps, okay? And these directions going in between north, southeast, southwest, these 4 corners, these are the rivers. These are the where the water flows down into 4 rivers, as people would call it, the planet X. Okay, it's only water. So if you were to turn on your faucet, the water would come down on top, and the water would flow down these 4 rivers and feed the aqua farms and all the food that is all around and so forth. But these 4 corners, north, south, east, west, are the stairs, and you would walk up and underneath, because that's how you would get into the temple, the house. So but then what it is, it's the 12, which is the 13th bloodline, the dragon bloodline. Pink Rose, Mary, anybody hear of Mary? You know, the three Marys, the what are the three? I don't know. I forget what they were called. You know, the three witches: the old crow, the wife, and the daughter. You know, but that's also in here. There's no more manipulation. You know, this whole thing of Lilith and whatever people want to think of medieval times and history and these, they're all dead. Everything's gone. You know, this is just the feminine coming back into their waters and them being put back into the tree is what this is. Because these are the symbols of the feminine. When you master what is in this Buddha path, in this tree, and you get all of your symbols together, you see it as a Merkaba, as an interdimensional thing that one must be able to look at interdimensionally, just like these blueprints. So, you know, we turn these blueprints over on the side and you can come on in. Because this is the fairy door. This is the fairy window. This is the window pane. And this is the temple of the Mica. House of Mica. Because they would take all of the mica from the volcanoes and put it up just like one of these churches today. Because the sun is within this circle and the dot in the center. The dot is the first symbol. That's where the blue stone is. That's where the blue water comes out of. So if you were to have your sun cross, you know, it's like the sun cross and you have the fire coming out of the center. Because if you were a witch, or if the phoenix was burning, you know, you would light your fire, you would light your circle, and you would stand in the center and protect yourself. Because you would be that water. You are that unity of all of the animals. The dragon, the unicorn, fairies, the white witch in the water, the mermaid. It's a fairy tale, but the frequency of the feminine, no, because it's in their soul. It's in their being that was suppressed. It's in the masculine, the men's being, which was suppressed. The true being was suppressed through over masculinity to do harm to the wife, the mother, and the daughter. And so we come in here into the center because this is all of your symbols, but you have to come into the center with your rainbow, because you are the rainbow, you are the mica, you are what's in the center, the fire, the water. And so if you're in there and you're in the center, just like the Mayan temples, and you know, you think of the Greek temples for, you know, example, where the feminine would go into give birth to the children under the water with the dolphins. That type of symbolism is like serious. It's a Syrian thing. It's a Lemurian thing. Because dolphins, you know, come from Sirius. That is not like a underworld thing, you know, because the babies are in the cocoon of water, you know? There's a lot of manipulation when it comes to things. And when they show you these movies, because everything that they do and show you is a story that has already taken place. Everything. And they're showing you because you don't know. You don't know the storyline of the blue water, the Avatar, the blue stone, because it's an invisible thing. But if you're traveling and you come into the center and you understand all of this, you can access the fairy window. You can see what's through the window pane of the rainbow, of getting through, entering the lion's mouth, the green lion, the Ouroboros, and leaving everything else behind in this realm, because this is your consciousness. It's all in your mind. It's all in understanding what has been taken away. Because unicorns and dragons and stuff aren't out there. They're not visible in this realm. So we need to understand and separate. Nobody has this. Nobody understands. Almost an hour. That's good. Have a good day.